Yeah, that
Can't even
music
hear the
is
music.
You
that
can't hear the
is
music?
like
No, it's like splotchy.
yeah, I can barely hear the music, but I can hear the music over
You guys
anything
must be
else.
picking up the audio from my. Am I not sharing my volume? Hang on a minute.
No, it's been volume coming through your mic.
Oh my gosh. Why
Oh,
doesn't it share the stupid computer volume? Like, I put
That's
share
funny.
screen for a reason, guys. What are you doing?
Well, it only shares your screen. Doesn't share your audio
Oh, it has the
as
option to
well.
share computer audio. Okay.
So you're saying that it might share the audio randomly and will be deafened?
I'm thinking there's demons in the computer switching stuff around. Because I have had the option to share. Let's see here. You can share at a time, multiple participants. It doesn't matter. The video's music is stupid anyway, so we're just going to narrate this video, and I'll try to figure it out while you guys talk about it afterwards. So, okay, here we go. All right, so nothing is happening. We've got the sun has entered the scene. The sun moves directly above the cloud. Then it moves away from the cloud. And so, arguably, the sun's like, dude number one can't see as much of the sun because the cloud's blocking it. Then the sun moves out of the frame. Now we've
Wait,
got...
what? Back up. I think
Okay.
no. I think that's trying to illustrate that the sun is disappearing behind the horizon.
Okay, so it crosses the viewer's cloud horizon.
Cloud horizon. Yeah.
So we got the sun moving past the cloud. And as it does so, this is what is really happening. The sun is being blocked by the cloud.
No, the horizon.
But the horizon's down here at ground level.
Right.
So this is the dude's
But the
point of
cloud, we know
view.
the sun isn't actually at the ground level.
Right. Okay, so the sun's not at the ground level. Right.
So it's disappearing behind the horizon. But not the second guy's horizon yet.
So what
Is
you're
that
saying
right?
is dude number one is getting the sunset.
Yeah.
I think it's just talking about the cloud blocking the sun.
It
I don't
could
think we're
be.
talking about sunsets.
I've never seen a cloud completely block a sun.
I mean,
Not
I
a little
have.
one like that.
But okay.
If it's a rainy day, the clouds
Yeah.
will block the sun.
Yeah, if it's a particularly rainy day or something like that, I mean, it blocks the sun. So
But not a little one like that.
no. I'm assuming it's just that one little one's supposed to be just to demonstrate the point.
Right.
Well, I mean, if you look at it
Okay.
from a dude number two's perspective, that cloud is massive.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time following anyway, but we'll
It's
keep
perspective, yeah.
Yeah,
It's all
keep
about
going. So,
perspective.
bottom line is, though, for whatever reason, from dude number one's perspective, the sun is starting to no longer be seen.
Yeah.
Because the cloud is blocking it. And I don't think we've addressed what the dude number two is looking at yet.
Dude number two is just under where the cloud is actually at.
Yeah. Okay, so the sun disappears behind the cloud. Or at least this dude's POV. From the observer one's point of view, the sun disappears.
Yep.
Now, but this is what he perceives. Okay, so we are talking about the sunset. So from his perspective, the sun is dipping behind the cloud as it goes below the horizon.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not actually dropping in elevation.
Yeah, so it's
See,
not,
this is just a light. Watch this real close.
yeah.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
I'm not. I gotta be honest. Maybe I'm being.
Go back and
dense,
rewatch that
but
part.
I'm not. I'm not seeing it. So it dips. So we got level line, same level line. I am so lost. So, audience, what we're looking at is we got a shot of a hand and a sun dipping below a line of sight in one frame. And then in the next frame, we have a sun moving across a line that's
It's
been
level.
tied from one end from left to
It's
right.
two different perspectives of the same level line. So the level line on the left is the camera is right at eye level of the line.
Correct. So this is like if you were
So
looking
as it
straight.
moves further away, it looks like it's dropping, but it's not, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. So it drops below line of sight.
So basically, go back a little bit. Okay, pause it right there.
Okay.
So the first showing with the sun going away from you, that's like a sunset basically,
Mhm.
which is the sunset on the right. That's basically what you're seeing. And then where it says same level line, that would be like a sunrise, basically.
No, it's
But
all a
it's
sunset.
well, yeah, but on the same level line, it's like the sun is headed towards you, right?
No, it's just showing it from a different perspective so you know what it's doing.
I got you. Okay.
But is this another one of those videos that's just showing that both scenarios are plausible? Because that's
No, it's
kind of
just
the
showing you perspective. Like, because the whole argument is, man, that they took the measurements that they got from your vision. So like our eyes are balls, right? So we see a certain way,
right.
right? And they applied that math to what they're saying is the shape of the earth. And so when you tell someone what their perspective actually does, like what their eyes actually do in a different context, it kind of blows it apart.
I gotta be honest, maybe I'm just stupid, but I'm having a really hard time tracking with this because I'm sitting here. What I was always told was like this phenomenon, the sunset, is basically the result of the curvature of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and okay, well, from what I'm looking at, it just seems like what the guy's saying is that you can get the same phenomena with a flat earth scenario.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, well, you've got two competing hypotheses. How do you know which one is true and which one is false? Because I'm not seeing anything that would make the round earth impossible. I'm just seeing stuff that makes a flat earth possible. Does that make sense? I'm not seeing one
Yeah.
idea destroying another, so to speak. I'm just seeing, okay, well, this is another way to look at it. Which is fair. I mean, I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just like, okay, why do you think one over the other?
It's all about perspective.
Yeah. But it's just
it's just showing different perspectives. So
yeah, but why would a flat Earth be more likely than a round Earth?
Because I'm not spinning.
Okay, what?
But your fan is spinning.
Within the context of what we've seen, why is one scenario more likely than the other? Is my point. Like I'm trying to understand why you would prefer the flat Earth scenario over a round Earth scenario, given this phenomena. Because I feel like both are equally probable, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a plethora of information.
Yeah, I guess I'm just I understand. It sounds like what's happening is they're just trying to show, like the two videos we've seen are just trying to show that it's not impossible for the Earth to be flat given what we've observed. But
sure.
And I'm like, okay, fine, maybe it's not impossible. But why do you think one over the other?
For me, it's just, it's like I don't feel like I'm spinning, so I'm going to look for information like this to, see what other perspectives are out there.
But why would you think you'd be
And
feeling like you were spinning if the Earth is round?
let's get into that on the next video.
Okay. All right. Maybe the next video gets into it.
It does.
Is there anything else? Okay, no. So that's the outro.
I don't think so.
We'll switch over to that one. Okay, you guys, you and Trevor go back and forth for a minute while I try to fix this audio issue.
Okay.
And then once I've either decided it's impossible or I've got it fixed, we'll go on to video number 3.
Okay. Trevor, are you staying warm?
I'm trying to.
Good. Good. Well, tomorrow the sun will come back around on the old great circle.
Circle of life.
Warmed up again.
Well, it's not that the sun will come back around. It's that we're spinning around the sun.
Oh. So you're a
Right.
centrist?
Well, this is my guesstimation.
Mm. You a sun worshiper?
I do not worship Ra. It's
You're
Ra,
saying he's
right?
more important than Earth, right? He's at the center.
No.
That's what you said. Heliocentrism, right? Helio in the middle. Ra, it's in the middle of the galaxy thing.
Oh, I was just trying to remember which god is the sun god. I don't even remember.
No, it's
which
Ra.
one.
Yeah, you're right.
Is it Ra? Okay.
Yeah.
I try not to do any idol worshiping.
Well, I mean, when you put
Unless-
Ra at the center of your worldview, you get it.
Unless it's copy.
Yeah. You understand that? The heliocentric thing? It's like sun worship.
Actually, no, I don't know anything about heliocentric.
So whenever you put the sun at the center of your cosmology, your worldview, like how you see the world, you're putting the sun at the center and you're moving around it. That's sun worship. So this whole flat earth thing is basically like, I'm not going to worship the sun. The earth is in the middle. I'm a geocentrist.
Oh, I see. Okay. I get
Yeah.
it now.
Yeah.
So if I say that we're spinning, like our whole solar system is spinning around the sun, that's what word was it you used?
Heliocentrism?
Heliocentrism. That's a long word.
Yeah.
And then the opposite of that would be flat Earth,
Geocentrism.
which is geo. So which god would that be?
Because if the sun is, well, I mean, I think this is what the biblical cosmology is. I think the Hebrew book says it. I mean,
Oh, okay.
so, but yeah, the sun, if the sun's local, it's like, 3,000 miles, or it could be 30 miles. I don't know, dude. But it's going around us. It's like, it lines up with the Bible. It says the sun and the moon and the stars were put there for signs and seasons.
Right.
So like the sun goes around every season and grows your food.
All right.
So that puts it back in its place in the Bible.
Sweet.
Oh.
I think I've got this craziness fixed. I think.
Nice.
So, perspective. Get rid of that. All right. So we aren't spinning. Deal with it. Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and the Zodiac. I'm assuming Zodiac.
Yeah, that's an app by Dave Weiss. It's pretty cool. You should get it if you feel inclined.
Okay. So, yes, our next video. We aren't spinning. Deal with it. We are going to get this one going. So, let me know if there is an improvement on the audio. Make sure I did it right, because it should be right now.
Nope.
Hi,
Oh,
folks.
there-
My perspective
there it
here.
There it goes. Okay.
I watched a
Thumbs up,
very
Trevor.
interesting clip by Owen Benjamin where Owen focused on one topic that proves that the heliocentric model is wrong. And it's a simple issue that the path of the Earth around the Sun is an ellipse. So let's listen to Owen now. I want to illustrate some of the points that Owen made and add one or two other issues that are related to this.
Really just put the
I just want to take a moment to relish the irony of the fact that we are reacting to a video about a guy reacting to a video.
Is that why I'm hearing like 3 different voices?
Yeah, it's because
Yeah,
Owen
that's
Benjamin's
funny.
talking in the background.
I'm a terrible researcher. What can I say?
I was like, wait, who's talking and who's talking?
Yeah. No, it gets good.
Okay, all right,
Okay.
here we go. Here we go.
nail in the coffin of the heliocentric model. I understand that you go through the stages of grief when you realize that you've been lied to. That you're gonna feel anger, you're gonna bargain, you're gonna all this stuff. I understand. This is the absolute proof. And you never have to say another thing about it. And people get so mad. I get it. You're going through grief. You're mourning grief. Ready? What people forget is that it's not a circle around the sun. Even if it was a circle, it'd still be impossible. But it's an ellipse, which means that it changes speed.
So there's a reason why your watch face is in a
Hang on a minute. Are we in an
Yeah.
elliptical orbit? I know Pluto's elliptical. Is Earth's orbit elliptical?
Yes.
Or is that what he's talking? Is he talking about the rotation of the Earth being somehow elliptical? I don't see how that's possible. Or is he talking about our general
Yeah, they
orbit?
say the solar system, the whole thing works as an ellipse, doesn't it?
No, some of them are perfectly round, and I think others are, or very, very close to perfectly round, and then I think others are elliptical. Like Pluto is an elliptical orbit, which
So
I'm
is the
taking
sun?
elliptical to be kind of shaped like an egg, like not a perfect
Or-
circle.
Earth. I don't know.
Trevor, can you Google? Like I would, but I'm scared to death to mess with these
No, it's
windows. Can you Google whether or not the Earth's orbit is elliptical?
How do you spell ellipticus?
You were about out of luck because I was like, I don't know how to spell elliptical.
Elliptical. E-L-L.
Is everything good, Cody?
Yeah. Shutting off an alarm.
I-C-A-L.
So is Earth's orbit elliptical or perfectly round or whatever? And if it is elliptical, how elliptical?
The Earth moves around the sun in an orbit that is almost, but not quite, circular.
That's what I
An
thought.
ellipse.
So
The orbit is actually an ellipse, a parameter called the eccentricity defines the degree of departure from a circle.
okay, well, how large is the degree of departure? Because that's kind of the important question.
It wouldn't
Point-
matter.
Point
Yeah,
zero.
well, because you've got such a large
one
body, it's a large mass.
seven.
So if it's only like a couple degrees off from being a perfect circle, you probably wouldn't feel that if there's going to be some sort of change of speed. Like, I don't know where his point's going, but we wouldn't be able to detect any sort of difference if it's only by a couple degrees that it's not a perfect circle.
I disagree. Go ahead, Trevor. What'd you say?
This says it's 0.0167.
0.016. So it's pretty close to being a perfectly circular orbit, but just not quite.
Then I don't even know why they would make the claim that it's an ellipse. But anyways,
Yeah, like it's practically perfectly round at that small degree. I don't know why they would even bother. But
let's continue
Yeah,
with the video.
okay.
Just we're getting ahead of ourselves already.
Yeah.
a circle because of speed, distance, and time. So there are 24 hours divided into perfectly equal segments. And the speed of the hour hand never changes. It's constant. That's why a watch works. If the speed of the hour hand changed, sped up and slowed down, that means hours would be longer and shorter. Seconds would be longer and shorter. All three elements, distance, speed, and time, need to be constant. Now, if we take that watch face and we elongate it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to cut this off. That's not true. First of all, we have a leap second every few years, so it's not perfect. Like, we have to add seconds to the calendar as it is. And that's what, like, it sounds like they're going to sit there and talk about our the way that we divide time not being perfect, and that proves something about the flat earth. But I can tell you, we even acknowledge that the way that we break up time isn't perfect. And we have to correct the clock every so often.
Well, that's if you're going off the Gregorian calendar, isn't it?
Oh, I have no idea on that.
Because there's other calendars.
We've had lots of calendars.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that may be right, but I'm just saying, I don't know where he's getting at, because it's like the premise is, okay, well, these are perfectly divided hours and days. It's like, well, no, they're not. We add leap years, we have leap days, we have leap seconds. We're constantly adjusting the atomic clock as it is, so it's not perfect to start with. Am I making sense? It's like his premise isn't right.
Yeah, I just think there would be a more drastic effect if what they're saying is true.
Well, maybe. I'm just saying this guy's premise, starting out with the idea that things are going to be uniform. Well, A, it's a human measurement, so we're going to make it uniform by our own impulses. B, even by the measurement we have, it's not uniform. We're constantly adjusting the clock as it is. If you go by the world calendar and the atomic clocks and all that.
What do you mean? We're adjusting the clock?
Well, because things aren't perfect. Like, for example, the speed of the Earth is slowing down, or the rotation of the Earth is slowing down. And it's been slowing down consistently for a long period of time. And that's so bad that we have to add like a leap second every few years, because the rotation just slows.
So,
and we're also moving further away from the sun, which alters the clock too. So we already acknowledge the fact that our time scale, like our representation of the clock, isn't perfect.
Why isn't it getting colder if we're moving further away from the sun?
Well, because we're still well within the habitable zone. I mean, it's not like by a lot. It's just noticeable, according to the scientists. Like, we're moving so many inches per year or per 50 years or something like that.
Well, according to the globe, the tilt, isn't the tilt of the Earth why we have seasons?
Yes.
Well, that's that little of a change with the distance from the sun. If we were moving away from the sun, we would all be dead.
No, the habitable zone's quite large. I mean, compared to inches, anyway. I mean, Mars is almost in the habitable zone, just not quite. Like, Mars is like right on the edge of the habitable zone. It's like right on the line.
I mean, you can say that.
Well, I mean, if we're going by the modern theory, the theory is, to address your point, it's like, no, it wouldn't affect anything because we're talking about inches. My point was, this guy's talking about this presupposition about there being a uniform measurement of time, and it's like, well, no, there's a whole bunch of other factors that make our measurements of time not uniform, at least by the 24-hour day calendar anyway. And like, Trevor, weren't you pointing out that there's like other ways that time's been broken up in the past? Like, what would you say, the Gregorian calendar?
Yeah, we're on the Gregorian calendar, so.
Isn't there like a lunar calendar and other types of calendars?
There's a lunar calendar. There's a
Chinese calendar. There was a Roman calendar, only had 10 months.
Right. So it's just like, it's mankind's breaking up of time. So that's going to be arbitrary. And so, of course, it's not going to be perfect. So I don't know what this guy's point is.
Don't you think the people who were in charge of putting together how we see time were also kind of hand in hand with the globe people?
The globe people. I don't understand.
The people that want us to believe we're on a globe, I guess.
I mean, they could be. I don't know why it matters. Well, I don't know. That's a whole other question. I don't know why it matters whether we're on a globe or not, but I'm just saying our measurements are off anyway, so I don't know what this guy's point is. Or what his point is going to be, I should say, since we haven't gotten that far in the video yet. It's already acknowledged that the clocks aren't perfect.
I don't know, but they adjust it the same every year. So
Yeah, I mean, maybe that has something to do with it. Like if it's maybe the adjustment should be 2 seconds one year, 1 second the next, or something like that. But you could be right. I'm just saying.
I just
nobody
think
thinks
the
it's
adjustment
perfect.
is because
Anyhow,
they're hiding something.
I'm sorry.
I would assume the adjustment is because they're hiding something.
Yeah, they're hiding the fact, in my opinion, they're hiding the fact that the dad blame Earth slows down. And when you figure out what the measurement of that, like the way that it slows, once you realize how much it slows down per year, then all of a sudden there's a question buried in that. Okay, if you calculate that back, how far back can you go before it's impossible for life to be on Earth? So if it's slowing down like a mile per hour per year, let's say, and then you rewind the clock a million years, well, then all of a sudden the Earth is spinning too fast. You can't sustain life.
Yep.
That's the problem. The problem is if you actually realize that there's a leap second and you realize you can calculate that back, you've got an instant cap on how old life could possibly be on the planet, and that craps on evolution.
Oh.
That's what they're hiding.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it nukes their radiometric dating theories.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, let's just keep watching this video.
Yep.
Into an ellipse. Well, immediately you see there's a problem. The speed of the hour hand has to change. The distance between the hours and the seconds change. It simply doesn't work. And that is related to what Owen is talking about.
And unlike the evolution lie, where you can just keep adding billions of years, but the billions and billions of years, but it's 1 year. That's a fixed amount of time and a fixed amount of speed. The length of Earth's trajectory around the sun is 940 million kilometers. Thus, the Earth travels about 107,000 kilometers per hour. This means that our planet moves around the sun at an average speed of 30 kilometers per second, or Mach 88. 88 times the speed of sound. So let that sink in. Earth speed, this is the kicker. Earth speed is not constant as the Earth orbits elliptical orbit.
So the same principle with the watch face. There's 12 months in a year. That doesn't change.
You can break that down into any fraction you want. It's still one fixed year.
If the Earth's orbital path was in a circle, your speed and the distance you travel has to be constant. The same as a watch face. Speed, distance, and time are constant in a circle. There's no issues. But if that path is in an ellipse, there are issues.
The way an ellipse works. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Okay.
So the issue is, if you are on that ball, and that ball's path is in an ellipse, the time, the months stay the same. Your speed would have to change. Your speed would have to change so that the time matches and the distance matches. Therefore, you are not traveling at a constant speed. And if that's the case, you would feel it and you would know all about it.
When you're going 88 times the speed of sound and you have to change speeds,
Sorry, hang on. Yeah.
you would feel it.
Yeah. I feel like you'd feel it, man. Just
Well, I don't know
straight
why
up.
you would feel it, but again, I'm going to
Because
repeat my previous point. We
It's
don't
centrifugal
think
force,
that the
man.
time, we're always making adjustments to our time anyway. So this entire argument, as far as like, you know, the weirdness of time or whatever, that doesn't work because we're already
What do we
adjusting
adjust
the
for?
calendar constantly.
The leap day?
Well, in the current, well, it doesn't really matter. In the current way of understanding things is to account for the rotation of the Earth, but it could be something else as well
But
that
you
we're
just
not
said it was for
factoring in.
something
My
else.
point is that it's already acknowledged that the speed is not constant, and that our clock face or whatever doesn't, like, it's not consistent anyhow, and we're always having to readjust it. So how could you prove this theory if we're already having to constantly adjust for time anyway? We hope you enjoyed this episode of Faith, Fiction, and Folklore. If you did, we would love it if you would subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Rumble. We can also be found on X, Instagram, and Facebook. And we are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. Thank you again very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.